Hi everyone, this is Christina Martini sharing a tutorial on Upavishta Konasana. And this is the pose where you roll your feet back over your head in a wide position, and then you roll back up and you hold it for a slight balance, a quick one, and then you land down the heels without hurting your heels into an open, wide fold, and then definitely jumping back to chaturanga. But the main question here and the main tutorial here is the question of how to land the heels without hurting your heel or creating an injury. So for people especially that aren't able to stretch their leg quite yet when they roll up and land, the tendency there is, yes, some injury, some strain, some bruising will definitely take place. But also there are practitioners that already have an injury to the ankle, to the foot, from surgeries, from previous injuries, or special conditions to the bones and to the joints that aren't quite strong. And so therefore, being able to enjoy your practice and not be discouraged that you can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some ways. I'm going to show about a few techniques on different body types that might be able to benefit from this practice. And so that way you maintain your joy and your encouragement and not discouraged from not being able to do so. All right? So remember first, in order for us to land the heel gracefully without boom, slamming down, the part of the body that controls that energy to descend really gracefully and with control is the muscles of your quadriceps. So whenever we were standing in all our asanas, I always say, lift the kneecap. And when you lift the kneecap, it ignites this muscle to tighten here. I don't let that muscle go in my practice. I'm always engaged in these muscles. Even when I'm sitting down, I'm lifting the kneecap. And that's also what's allowing the tight hamstrings and the back of the legs to lengthen the areas that are tired, fatigued, stiff, achy, or arthritic, right? Because sometimes we'll have some issues with that. And also if there's any conditions of really just, tight hamstrings here from any previous injury and stuff. So if you don't lift the kneecap, then of course the heel is going to go boom, ouch, right? It's going to slam right down. So if I lift my kneecap and engage my quadricep, even if I can't let my whole leg go, I could still control the coming down without slamming onto the floor really heavy. That's one of the muscles that you really need to make sure that you engage. The Uddiyana Bandha people tend to lose because when they're rolling up, the belly just goes out. But if you can hold on to lifting your kneecaps and really engaging the muscles of the quadricep muscles in the front and the quadriceps muscles in the back, the hamstring muscles, then yes, that will definitely, you will see growth with your practice. So without further ado, I'm going to roll my feet back and let me just demonstrate first which pose I'm talking about, so then that way everyone's clear on this one. So it's the one that we lay down on the ground, and then we take our feet and we widen it and roll over. And then when we roll up, we hold the leg out for a hold, and then no heels slamming down on the ground. And then we inhale, and then we take and cross the shins. And again, usually there's a chaturanga, and then again, the up dog, and then your down dog, okay? So that's the lesson that we're talking about. So here it goes. That was how I would go into it. When I first started, I could never do that. So, of course, I started with a bent knee, learned how to activate my muscles, growing with the practice. So I'm going to come up with a bent knee, and I'm going to show you. The other thing that you can do is definitely, you would turn, your mat. If you needed a cushion, you want to make sure that you turn your mat the other way, if you wanted to do it with the mat as your protectant, all right? So what that means is I could turn my mat this way and I could still roll, but when I land, my heel might be around there if you're really afraid that you're gonna hurt your heel, okay? So my floor is good. I've got a great bamboo floating floor, so it protects my spine from my practice. So I'm gonna be here. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my hands, roll my hips up off the floor, and here I have a bent knee if I'm brand new to the practice. I'm coming up and I want to ignite my thighs. Right away is already with me. When I roll up, I'm holding, I'm going to stretch and just come down slowly, and then slowly move my butt back and ignite my heels. And then slowly, if I can do it, roll my head down. If I know that the pose is challenging for me, I'm going to be more mindful not to just release entire energy and slam on it. I'm going to be more mindful to go slower and more attentive to make sure I situate it down more gracefully. All right? So again, if you were sitting down here, also another way is you would hold here, and you would hold here. And again, I would stretch the muscle, and you could land it, stretch the muscle, and you can land it that way. If you can't land it both ways, okay? It's gonna take time. Then you keep practicing. Then soon, pull the muscle. So watch, my heel, I'm holding my toe, gripping it, is the last to fall and even touch the floor. I'm supporting it by the weight of my biceps and triceps, gripping. When I grip, I have 2 fingers wrapped around I'm not gonna pull my toes out of my, my foot, but I'm holding, right? And I'm holding with the whole activation of the kneecap, lengthening my quadricep muscle, so that when I'm here, I'm practicing landing very gracefully on that. Even if I have an injury to my foot, I'll remember, again, holding. And Bandhas, really, I'm not going like that, letting it go. Control, active, strength. Here, here, and maybe even the jala sometimes help and go, right, like a little kumbhaka, okay? So let's try it again. Laying down on your back. Rolling the feet, bending your knee over your head. This is for the beginning part first. And here I come, rolling up. Find your sits bone, look at my heels, active. Push away the arms and chest, and then the heel, don't even touch until later. So my chest also goes chest, pulling the feet this way, back, and then landing down. So again, halfway roll, here I come. Hold, feet, lengthen a little bit, chest, and then rolling down, coming down. So you don't slam the heel at all. None of the heel even comes down that deep on the floor. It's just a practice. It's going to take time, and you have to just, go slow. Start here, and again, land, use your chest, right? And again, reach. Start here, open, activate. My elbows are bent, my arms and biceps, land, and then again, release. And soon, before you know it, activate, pull the biceps to bend, stretch a little knee, chest, and then bend. And you can give that a try. It's just gonna take time, okay? So again, coming down, laying down, maybe one more. This time, draw the heel and the whole leg to strengthen, lengthening up. So you're coming up from here, open, hold the toe, roll the lower back. Your legs are straight here, and preparing to get a little bit more leverage so that maybe you need more time. When you roll up, sit up for balance, hold, pull the heel facing to the ceiling, continue to grip it, chest tall, begin to lean forward, look up my chin and chest, and then relaxing down. You can release. So, Upavishta Konasana. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's fun. It's just a matter, and don't open your hips wide too far also, because, well, I'm tall. I'm about 5'7" to 5'8" here. So of course my legs are long. for me, it may look longer than yours. You might only need it here. And when I land, watch. See, I still don't have the heel touching on the floor. And again, heading down, okay? Even if your knees are bent, so let's say if you land and you're like this with your knee bent, watch, control. And still, you can work your way out. And again, working your way out and coming down. Just really being mindful, I hope that helps. There's many ways that people roll off of Supta Konasana. And again, it's just a matter of practice. I like to jump into mine or jump off of mine when I'm going back to Chaturanga. Some people will just float off and cross their shins and tuck the feet in. And some, you can cross your shins, roll forward, and also walk your whole self back. The exit is all up to you because it's about refining your practice of where your strengths are. But the entry is something that you'll have to do consistently to practice and grow into the pose. All right, so shall we put it together? So again, lay down on your back. Your body's flat, heels up already, toes are pointing, dorsiflex, not dancer's toes, right? I'm already lifting my kneecaps as I'm laying down because I'm also using that kneecap, see, to float my feet, to go over my head. Heels, gripping my toe now. I have my big toe. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, land down. Inhale, head up. Option, you can also take it from here, and I keep that extension and flow back to Chaturanga. Okay? So again, anything to grow, your muscles to work and activate where necessary is important. So hope that helps.